What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2025 Marine Corps 250. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Xfinity Series heads to Martinsville Speedway, a half-mile paperclip that always puts on some really exciting and great racing, a lot of being and banging, and a lot of times we see tempers at this racetrack that do lead to fights from time to time. The last time we ran at Martinsville Speedway, we saw Eric Almirola sweep in 2024 and win back-to-back races. He'll be back this time around, and he'll be looking to win 3 in a row this weekend at Martinsville Speedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking extremely promising. It's going to be 77 degrees a high with 58 degrees as low with only a 10% chance of rain with cloudy skies. It's not going to be a beautiful sunny day, but the weather still is going to be very solid for the weekend. It's not going to be too hot. It's not going to be too cold. The weather will be really good if you're headed out to the racetrack this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. Before jumping to picks, also, let's talk about the 4 drivers that will be competing in the second of the 4 races for the Dasher Cash. So it will be Justin Allgaier, who of course won the Dasher Cash at Homestead when picking up a second straight win. Sam Mayer, of course, drives the 41 car for the Haas Factory team. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed. One of these 4 drivers are going to be able to win $100,000. I think the favorite has to be Justin Allgaier because Justin Allgaier has a lot of momentum and he's looking for the first time in his career to win 3 races in a row. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend, who I think will not have a great run this weekend at Martinsville. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run, who I think will have a good run or are really good at this type of track. And I do my winner's pick, the driver thinks going to win the race overall. And then I do drivers you need to watch out for, and usually for the Xfinity Series, I got 4 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 Marine Corps 250? My first suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver in the 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, William Sawash. William Sawash has been very underwhelming in 2025. Yes, he's had a couple top 10 runs, but I've not seen the pace and speed compared to his teammates Taylor Gray and Brandon Jones. It's been a little bit of struggle for William for the first few races of 2025, and I'm not expecting much to change. The last time he ran here, if I remember correctly, I think he got caught up some incidents and some wrecks, and I just think that his bad luck is going to continue, unfortunately. I wasn't expecting much going into the year for William, but I think his bad luck will continue, and sadly, I think more than likely this weekend he's going to struggle and probably run mid-pack here at Martinsville Speedway in that number 18 car. My second suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 2 car for Richard Childress Racing, Jesse Love. This will probably be a little shock for some people considering the fact that Jesse Love is currently sitting in the top 5 in points, and he's been very fast in the early portion of the year. However, one track that Jesse Love struggled at in 2024 was Martinsville. He showed decent speed, but was never a major factor and contender. And I think that despite his teammate being really good here, I just don't see Jesse Love being a major factor this weekend, unfortunately. I don't think he's going to struggle and run like 20th or 30th, but I think for his standards, he's going to run outside of the top 15. He's never been that great at this racetrack, one of his worst tracks in his career. I think Jesse Love will run in the middle of the pack and not have the pace and speed to contend this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2025 Marine Corps 250. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 25 car for AM Racing, Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton has been impressing me so far in the early portion of 2025. I believe he's finished every race except one inside of the top 15, and he's coming off having a top 15 run at Martinsville. And you gotta remember this, Hailie Deegan, despite the fact she got caught up in crashes, she still finished inside of the top 20 at Martinsville, one of her better runs. I think Harrison Burton is a much better driver than her, and I think he could get a top 10, plus he's a former winner in the Xfinity Series at this track back in 2020. I think Harrison's going to have a really strong run this weekend, and I think he will contend for potentially a top 10 or maybe even a top 5 this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. My second underdog pick for this week at Martinsville is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones has been on a roll over the course of the last couple weeks. He's had 3 straight top 10 finishes, of course, top 5 at Phoenix, finishing in the top 10 at Vegas, and also finishing around 8th or 9th at Homestead. And this is historically a really good track for Brandon Jones, going back to his days driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. And we know that the Joe Gibbs Racing cars are very, very good at this track. So I think Brandon Jones is going to be a factor. I think he's got an outside chance of picking up his first win in nearly 3 years at this point. I think he's going to have a good run for sure and show some great pace this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 Marine Corps 250. Who am I picking to win? I've already teased it in this episode. There's a lot of previews around this guy. The driver I'm picking to win this weekend at Martinsville Speedway is going to be the driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Aric Almirola. I think Aric Almirola is going to get his second win in the 4 races he's ran so far. In the 3 races so far this year, he of course finished, I believe, in 2nd or 3rd at Atlanta. He won at Phoenix in controversial fashion, and then at Las Vegas he finished in the runner-up. But going back to last year, he's finished no worse than 3rd in the last 8 or 9 races. And Aric Almirola, like I've already mentioned, went back-to-back last year in 2024, sweeping the year. I think he continues his really strong start to this season. He's been very fast in 2025. I expected him to get a couple wins in this car, and I think that good luck for Aric Almirola is going to continue this weekend. I think Aric Almirola is going to pick up that second win of 2025, which I believe would be his 8th or 9th career Xfinity Series victory. I think Aric Almirola will be the driver going to victory lane and getting win number 2 of 2025. And now we're going to jump onto the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 1 car for Junior Motorsports, Carson Kvapil. Carson Kvapil in the spring race in 2024, he had arguably the fastest car in the event, especially on the long run. And Carson Kvapil's been really good at short tracks throughout his career, considering he had a lot of success in the Cars Tour, and this is the type of track where Carson Kvapil generally runs very, very good. I expect Carson Kvapil to be a factor for the win. I think he's got a good chance to get that first career win this weekend. He's got some nice looking cars as well. I think Carson Kvapil will have a really great chance and opportunity to win his first career Xfinity Series race at Martinsville. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 7 car for Junior Motorsports, Justin Allgaier. Justin Allgaier has been on a roll over the course of the last couple weeks. He, of course, is coming in with back-to-back victories, winning, of course, at Las Vegas, and then winning at Homestead after Kyle Larson probably should have won. But Allgaier's been really good at Martinsville. He's won here a couple times. Of course, he won here in 2023 when the RCR teammates of Austin Dillon and Sheldon Creed got together. I think that Justin Allgaier is going to have a fast car, and I think he will contend for the win at Martinsville. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 88 car for Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilisch. Connor Zilisch has had a lot of speed to start off the 2025 year, and historically, Junior Motorsports is really good at Martinsville. The one thing they haven't done great at is execution on pit road. But I think Connor Zilisch is going to execute this weekend. I think the 88 team is bringing a lot of pace right now, and I think that Connor Zilisch will be a factor for the victory. He's still looking for that first ever oval win in Xfinity. I think he's got a great chance to do that for sure this weekend with Junior Motorsports at Martinsville Speedway. And the fourth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 41 car for the Haas factory team, Sam Mayer. Sure, I was a little bit upset with the move that Sam Mayer made, but the reason he was up there in the first place is because Sam Mayer has been really strong this year. Sam Mayer is currently, I believe, sitting 1st or 2nd in the standings right now, and he's only had one finish outside, I believe, the top 6 or 7 in the first 6 Xfinity races of the year. He's been off to a really strong start this season, and I like what I'm seeing from Sam Mayer early in the year. He's turning into a championship contender early in the season. Yes, he still needs to pick up a win, but I think he's got a great chance to do that with how fast he's been at this track in recent years and recent seasons. So, those are my race picks for the 2025 Marine Corps 250 at Martinsville. Just a reminder, my suck picks are William Walsh, Jesse Love. My underdog picks are Harrison Burton, Brandon Jones. My winner's pick is Aric Almirola. And the ones to watch out for are Carson Kvapil, Justin Allgaier, Connor Zilisch, and Sam Mayer. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2025 Marine Corps 250 at Martinsville Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below and your picks below for this week's Xfinity race at Martinsville. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Martinsville. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we are going to have the Cup Series race picks for the race at Martinsville. We are also going to have the paint scheme video as well. Then on Friday, we're going to have a news video more than likely, and we also are going to have the Truck Series race review from Martinsville. And then, of course, on Saturday, we should have the Xfinity review coming out, reactions to Cup qualifying. Friday, we've got reactions to Xfinity qualifying more than likely. And then on Sunday, we're going to have the Cup review, hopefully, depending on what happens with the weather. We're going to have the starting lineup video for that race, and we are also most likely going to have a Shane Van Gisbergen video, depending on his performance this upcoming week in Martinsville. And then we head to Darlington next week, where we will have Throwback Weekend coming up at that track. We've got a lot of content coming out on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Cards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, other big names in the industry like Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, Frankie Muniz, Matt Vendetta, all the good stuff will be dropping on the channel very soon, along with Dodge, Ford, Honda, all this stuff we'll be talking about very, very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.